Speaking of players and goals in Africa, I have to ask you guys the same question, but this time African players for club. Maybe it's players for Chelsea, players in the Prem, players for Napoli.
Yeah.
What African player performed so well that today, and on Thanksgiving Day, you guys are sitting here and telling me I'm thankful for that as well?
I have to go with, I know it's a lot of recency bias, but I also think it is important to live in the moment. Ademola Lookman's hat trick in the Europa League final.
That's a good one.
3-0 over Bayer Leverkusen, who was on pace for an undefeated treble season, having the best season in that club's history. To absolutely, we talk about Thanksgiving parties, we'll talk about spoiling a party, just completely torch them. One of the best individual performances I've seen. And thinking about how good that Bayer Leverkusen team was, not just individually, but as a collective, and what he brought to that city, I got to give it to Lookman in that recent performance.
Yeah, I mean, for me, obviously being a Chelsea fan, I have to go back to the Drogba era, kind of just like 2009 through like 2012, 2013, 2014, but not just Drogba, but all the like African and African diaspora cast that made up that Chelsea's, like that time in Chelsea's history. So like Drogba, Essien, John Obi Mikel,
Kalou,
the list goes on. Makelele,
Malouda,
Anelka, the list goes on, and then obviously it makes room for like the likes of Conte, that we see today. Yeah, so it's just beautiful to see that level of success in a league like the Premier League.
Hurts to say as a United fan, but respect to Liverpool. Within the last decade, they've had two African wingers that have gone crazy. There was a point in time nobody could touch Mane or Salah.
Yeah.
So that was really cool to see. Like I said, it hurts to say.
That might be the greatest African pairing of all time.
Wesh.
I would struggle to find a better one.
Up top in Europe? Probably.
Salah and Mane up top.
To win a modern UCL to win modern every trophy in club football, they won all 6.
Yeah.
I ain't mad at it.
Mane was unplayable. Salah's left foot was dangerous.
Yeah.
I can't think of a better one. One that comes to mind, actually, that I am thankful for is there was a time when AS Roma had Gervinho and Doumbia up top. That was fun.
We'll never forget that headband.
That was a lot of fun and a lot of pace. That was a lot of fun. What did you say?
I said I'll never forget that headband. Thankful for that hairline for sure.
No, but I think a player I'm very much thankful for that played for a club back to Italy is Kevin-Prince Boateng for AC Milan.
Yeah. Cultural figure.
Cultural icon. Ghanaian icon. Had the ability to represent Germany. Chose to represent Ghana. I think my favorite memory with him is when AC Milan won the Serie A in 2012. And he hits the moonwalk on the stage in front of a sold-out San Siro. I think there hasn't been a player like him for quite some time. Pogba, I think, maybe picked up the mantle of someone with that level of flair, that level of just kind of bursts of raw talent that you cannot even see coming. So I'm really, really thankful that I got to see a little bit of Kevin-Prince at AC Milan.
One quick thing I do want to add, like specifically about that Chelsea era, like there's one video I specifically have in mind that I always remember. It was the club was interviewing Makelele like post training, and basically like Drogba, Essien, and a bunch of other players like come around, and they're kind of teasing Makelele because his English isn't really the best, and so they keep asking him to like answer questions in England, and like Makelele is kind of being shy. He's like, no, like I don't have anything else to say, and it just kind of highlights also the diasporic like beauty of like playing in England, and like the fact that like, although Makelele is like new to England and like trying to learn how to speak English and whatnot, like he has players who also are francophone.
Yeah.
And so we also see that element, the familial element of it at these clubs too.
Yeah.